This is called The Story of Samantha. This is a true story. Just over a year ago, I was doing door-to-door sales in Fresno, California, selling pest control. And it's the worst thing I've ever done in my whole life. But occasionally, doing that, you meet really interesting people and have really interesting experiences. This one particular was moving to me, and I recorded it in my journal, and this kind of is basically word for word what I wrote down in a poetic sort of way. So this is called The Story of Samantha. It's almost like a dance. Clipboard, white paper, logo, polo shirt, khaki shorts, white tennis shoes, ringing doorbells, give me your money, this is a stick-up dance. For those who have never tried being a door-to-door salesman, I actually kind of recommend it. It's neat to be the enemy all day. Neat, kind of like shoot me up neat, put that painkiller right up in my neck, being neat. So when one day, the door opened, and the third most beautiful woman I'd ever seen stood soundlessly before me, you can comprehend what I mean when I say my heart exploded against my spine. I put down my clipboard. I put my hand over the poison logo, over my heart space, and I just said my name. Her lips parted slow with a focus like a firebomb and a ring of flowers and honeybees. I could almost barely see beyond the arc of her tongue. She said with one deliberate syllable in broken time at a time, I'm just recovering from a stroke. I didn't want to look at her, but I knew I'd never feel human again if I looked away, so I asked her if I could come in, and she nodded. Just nodded. I left the clipboard on the porch. We sat in sitting chairs in a room without the slightest sniff of femininity. You live here with your dad, I asked. She nodded. Were you at college? She nodded. Just nodded. If I ever doubted whether this planet of ours is truly spinning, right then, in that moment, I felt it. And I mean, I felt it, and I could tell that she felt it too. We both grabbed onto those man-made sanctuary chairs and prayed God would keep us there. We began to cry, but didn't care to catch the teardrops in our eyes, afraid we might fly way, way out of this moment. I could tell she wanted to say something the way those firebomb eyes began to burn out at me, and so I said, it's okay. It's okay, I know sometimes things are so pressed and fade that we don't remember what we used to be like back when things were getting themselves more simple. And I know that there are too many 2-bit child people out there playing themselves so hard looking for all the easy way outs. And I know that although my skin is being blackened with amens and my face is full of gray sweat, that you can see that I'm holding on to something. From the way my arms bow and arrow and the way my mouth is all broken glass teeth, you can see I'm still fighting gravity. And yes, you can see it's leaving me butchered lately, but I'm finding God in all the right places to keep me brave talking and soul spinning. And I'm going to one day twist up my bones so tight that I break right on through the marrow and see what I'm really made of. And maybe you're thinking, if only. As in, if only in another lifetime we could have been lovers, or at the very least dancers, and spun sacred ideas off of one another's God-sparked backs. So I need you to know that if I could pay the wage of my brain for yours, I would, even though I don't yet have the courage to catch your tears or to ask your name. I still say fearlessly at each waltz of summer rain, love, it wouldn't have to be so hard all the time. And I think you and me, we're going to be okay. We stood as if it was all part of the plan, walked to the door, and she told me her name slowly as if it belonged to me. I said, if I ever see you again, I'm going to take you somewhere lovely. She nodded, and she smiled. So I'm just going to do a couple more for you.